What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about using Yau5 for 5x5. This is something that not a lot of people currently use, but is something that I'm starting to see more people switch to. I've been using it for about a year and a half, and within the last, 2 weeks or so, I've really gotten into 5x5, and it's been something that I've really enjoyed, and I want to help advance the method as much as I can, so I thought I would start by making a video on just what Yau5 is. So if you aren't familiar with it, using Yau5 is not the same as Yau on 4x4, and I will go over the steps here. The first step of Yau5 is to solve your first two centers, and these need to be your cross-color centers. Then after that, you solve your first three cross edges like you would just with Yau. Then what you're going to do is actually pair up your last cross edge, and you're going to preserve this while you build your first center. And then once you build your first center, you are going to attach it to the center and continue like normal, and this will prevent the cross edge from being broken up. After you finish your centers, you're going to solve your last cross edge. The next step is going to be solving your first four edges, and you need to solve a minimum of 2 of your F2L color edges. After you have your first 4 edges done, you're going to solve those 2 F2L pairs into the back. And then from here, you're going to keep those in the back and do your last 4 edges by doing cycles. And then after your last 4 edges, you're just going to do 3x3 stage, which is just 2 F2L pairs and OLL and PLL. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do a walkthrough solve. Keep in mind this may not be the most efficient solve because I'm looking through a viewfinder, so I'm not really worried about efficiency necessarily, but just showing you an overview of the method. So the first couple things that I see are I can make a 1x3 line right here, and then I also see this center, or this line back here. So I'd probably just go ahead and make this 1x3 line like that, and then do these two. And then from here I see this and this. So I'd go ahead and pair this up, and then I know if I do F2 here, I can pair those up. Now I can put this up here. So this created a 1x2, and I can pair this up just like that. I see these two immediately, and I check back here and I see this. I would actually probably just pair these up and insert it so that I can make a 1x3 line with this at the end. So that, pair these up, and then do these two right here. Pair those up. And then now we will do the first 3 cross edges. So I see these two right here, and then this one right here. I would probably just do something like this, and then that, M2, and then pair those up. I'm not sure if that's the most efficient or not, but that's probably what I would end up doing in a solve. I see this green, white, and this green, white. So I would probably go ahead and do it like this. Put this cross edge back here, and then get these two. So now I can put this here, pair this one up, and then put these opposite. I see red, white right away, red, white, and then red, white here. So I would probably go ahead and do that, and then do that. Probably do this, and then put the cross edge right here. So now for my last cross edge, which is the next step, is I will do these two. And I saw the last one was back here, so I would just do U2 and then M2 like that. So I actually got pretty lucky here. After finishing my cross edge, I have a 1x3 line right here and a 1x3 line right here. I normally like to make a middle one or an outer one first. So in this case, I guess I would probably scan the cube quick, and blue actually makes the most sense. I feel like if I was doing a solve, I would have gone for red. I'm not really sure why, but I just kind of feel like that's what I would have done. But in this case, I have this right here, so this would be easy to pair here and easy to preserve this. So once you finish, you're going to put this off to the side here and then just kind of preserve this while you make your next center. You could put it on the bottom so you could work with here and here if you wanted to. But in this case, it's an easy enough where I can just keep this here. So I would do this, there, and I saw there was a blue piece down here, so I would go check that out. And I see all the pieces right here, so I would probably just go like this, do that. Okay, I don't know why that one came down. I guess I messed up there. But so now that the first center is done, I just put that on back, and now since this is paired up, it will just stay connected the entire time. So I see these two. Go ahead and pair that up like that. Check the bottom. Let's see. I would do this right here. Pair that up. And now the bottom. And I know the missing line is right here, so I can just go. And I can work from here. I often tend to do the top center right here first, but in this case I see a pretty nice case, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this like half T right here, and then I will put the two edges right here. You can put two opposite like this, and then go like that. Now I have a block right here, and then just a last edges, or last center case, which is really easy. And then from here, you're just gonna go ahead and insert the cross edge. And now our cross and centers are done. Okay, so from here, you're just going to solve your next 4 edges. And remember, at least 2 of those need to be F2L edges. So I see this flipped pair right here, and the edges back here. So I would probably just go ahead, slice these both like that, flip, pair these up. I saw this edge right here, and I see the 2 wings for it, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in, put this one in, and then I see orange blue, and I also see this flipped green orange, so I feel like I would probably just go for this if I saw that right away. Alright, so it's right here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out. I'd pair these up, flip, and then insert this one like that. And then go ahead and put an edge in. And I see this right here, which is really nice. So I would look for that. Looks like it's back here. So I would just go ahead and do that. And then put this in. And then now that my first 4 edges are done, I'm going to realign my centers. And I actually got really lucky. All my edges ended up being F2L edges. That doesn't happen super often. Normally it's just 2. But in this case, this just makes your F2L stage a lot easier to work with. So I'll go ahead and do these 2. And now if you can solve adjacent ones instead of diagonally, you can work around diagonally just fine, but it's better if you can solve them adjacent. So I'm going to do this pair. So now I have these, and the idea is you're going to hold those in the back now, and then you can work with everything on the front. So look ahead for this stage is a lot easier. So right here, I see that I have green, yellow, and this flipped one right here, and this right here. So I would just go ahead and flip, and then do a slice, flip, slice. So when I pair these up, I will get a full bar right here, and then this will go right here. So flip, slice back. I've got this bar and now this, so I'm going to look for the next orange yellow, which is back here. And then from here, I'm actually, since I see this is flipped right here, I know that I'm not going to have parity, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in flipped. So when I slice back, now I have this easy case. And before I slice back, I would just know that instead of doing this and then slicing again, I can just keep it here, and then I'm going to do a little U prime, flip, and then slice these back. So it's just like a small cancellation that I could do there. And then from here, you just have your front 2 F2L slots, which are going to be really easy. So there's F2L done, and then you would go ahead and do OLL, and then PLL. All right, so now let's go over some of the pros and cons. So the first immediate con is if you're not color neutral, you don't have the same starting options as you do on reduction, because it's very easy to be color neutral for centers if you're doing reduction. With Yau, that's quite a bit harder. So if you aren't going to be color neutral, you are limited to your white and yellow centers first, which gives you less center options. One of the pros with edge pairing is that it is very easy to look ahead because you never need to check the bottom. Since your cross is done, you don't need to be doing Z2s like you do in reduction, which can be annoying until you fill up your first 4 edges on the bottom or top. Now, a con for edge pairing is that you need to solve at least 2 F2L edges. Now, some people view this as a con because the easiest edge is not always going to be the F2L edges. Maybe it's all yellow ones, but in most cases for me, I rarely ever have that happen where all of the F2L edges are bad cases. So I personally don't think that's a very big con, but that's something you don't have to deal with in reduction. And then obviously a very big pro of Yau is the insanely fast 3x3 stage. You only have 2 F2L pairs, and then OLL and PLL. I've had 5-second 3x3 stages using Yau5, and that to me is just ridiculous. So that's an overview of the Yau5 method. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think this method has huge potential, and it's something that's not really being looked at. All the top solvers, for the most part, are still using reduction. There are some pretty fast solvers who are sub 1 who are using Yau5, and I hope I can contribute to that and push the method further. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.